Knowledge of hydrology is necessary for civil engineers for a. Designing and construction of irrigation structures. B. Designing and construction of bridges and culverts. C. Flood control works. D. All the above. The correct answer is all the above. Pick up the correct statement from the following. A. Runoff and surface runoff are the same. B. Runoff includes the water flowing over the surface. C. Runoff is sometimes called discharge of the river. D. Surface runoff is sometimes called stream flow. The correct answer is runoff is sometimes called discharge of the river. Pick up the correct statement from the following. A. Yield of a drainage basin is the runoff at any time. B. Yield of a drainage basin is the runoff over long periods. C. Yield of a drainage basin is expressed as surface runoff per year. D. Runoff is expressed as total volume per day. The correct answer is yield of a drainage basin is the runoff over long periods. Runoff includes A. Precipitation over catchment area of the stream and its tributaries. B. Surface runoff. C. Groundwater flow. D. All the above. The correct answer is all the above. The equation PQTE index for determining the infiltration capacity was suggested by A. Hawthorne, B. Horner, C. Lloyd, D. Bernard. The correct answer is Hawthorne. A volume of air at constant barometric pressure may be brought to dew point by A. Increasing the temperature. B. Decreasing the temperature. C. Neither A nor B. D. Both A and B. The correct answer is decreasing the temperature. If the dew point is greater than 0 C, A. Dew will be formed. B. Frost will be formed. C. Vapors will be formed. D. Neither of these. The correct answer is dew will be formed. Humidity refers to A. Temperature of the air. B. Pressure of the air. C. Moisture content of the air. D. Volume of the air. The correct answer is moisture content of the air. Relative humidity is the ratio of actual vapor pressure to the saturation vapor pressure. A. At the same temperature. B. At the same pressure. C. In the same volume. D. In the atmosphere. The correct answer is at the same temperature. Pick up correct statement from the following. A. The air from outer portion of cyclones gets lifted for causing precipitation. B. The air from central portion of cyclones gets lifted for causing precipitation. C. The air from entire surface of the cyclones gets lifted for causing precipitation. D. None of those. The correct answer is the air from central portion of cyclones gets lifted for causing precipitation. Precipitation caused due to upward movement of warmer air as compared to surrounding air is called A. Cyclonic precipitation. B. Convective precipitation. C. Orographic precipitation. D. None of these. The correct answer is convective precipitation. Precipitation caused due to striking of air masses with a topographical feature is called A. Orographic precipitation. B. Convective precipitation. C. Cyclonic precipitation. D. None of these. The correct answer is orographic precipitation. The specifications of most commonly used standard gauges in India are A. 200 SQcm collector and 4 liters bottle. B. 100 SQcm collector and 2 liters bottle. C. 200 SQcm collector and 10 liters bottle. D. 100 SQcm collector and 4 liters bottle. The correct answer is 200 SQcm collector and 4 liters bottle. The respective storm totals at 3 surrounding stations A, B and C are 110, 90 and 70 millimeters. If the normal annual precipitation amounts at stations X, A, B, and C are respectively 1000, 1100, 1200 and 1250 mm, the estimated storm precipitation at X is A 75 mm, B 77 mm, C 79 mm, D 81 mm. The correct answer is 77 mm. The recurrence interval Ri of 20 cm rainstorm at a place is 5 years. Other place will definitely have 20 cm rainstorm after every 5 years. B. The place may have 20 cm rainstorm after every 5 years. C. The place may have 20 cm rainstorm within a set of 5 years twice. D. None of these. The correct answer is the place may have 20 cm rainstorm after every 5 years. Sharp crested weirs are generally used. A. For large flows. B. For small flows. C. For streams carrying high sediment loads. D. For rivers carrying floating debris. The correct answer is for large flows. For efficient working of a control meter, its throat length is approximately kept A. Equal to the critical depth. B. Twice the critical depth. C. 3 times the critical depth. D. 4 times the critical depth. The correct answer is 3 times the critical depth. A control meter is preferred to a weir because A. It measures the discharge even in silt-laden streams. B. The velocity of approach of the channel increases above the control and thus removes the silt completely. C. It is not damaged by floating debris. D. All the above. The correct answer is all the above. The runoff is affected by A. Size of the basin. B. Shape of the basin. C. Elevation of the watershed. D. All the above. The correct answer is all the above. The area of a drainage basin whose axial length is 100 km is 2500 sq km. Its form factor is A. 0.10, B. 0.20, C. 0.25, D. 0.30. The correct answer is 0.25. The elevation Z of the watershed is where letters carry their usual meanings. A. Reduced level of the topmost point of the basin. B. Reduced level of the lowermost point of the basin. C. Average elevation of the highest and lowest point of the drainage basin. D. Obtained by the formula. The correct answer is obtained by the formula. Runoff is measured in A. Cubic meters. B. Cubic meters per sec. C. Cubic meters per minute. D. Cubic meters per hour. The correct answer is cubic meters per second. Bernard's distribution graph is a plot of time on x-axis and A. Runoff on the y-axis. B. Total runoff on the y-axis. C. Percentage of total surface runoff on y-axis. D. Percentage of total surface runoff during uniform time intervals on y-axis. The correct answer is percentage of total surface runoff during uniform time intervals on y-axis. An intense rain is falling at a uniform rate of 7.5 cm/h for a period of 60 minutes on a basin whose areas is 500 hectares. If the average infiltration capacity during the entire rain period is assumed to be 1.5 cm/h, the maximum runoff rate based on 10-minute peak percentage of 16 from distributing graph of the basin is A. 40 cumecs. B. 60 cumecs. C. 80 cumecs. D. 100 cumecs. The correct answer is 80 cumecs. Isopiastic lines are the contours A. drawn to represent water table. B. Drawing to represent piezometric heads. C. Drawing to piezometric surface. D. None of these. The correct answer is drawing to piezometric surface. The coefficients of permeability of soils of an unconfined aquifer and another confined aquifer were determined by pumping water from the wells and observing the effect of water table in two test wells at equal distances was found to be equal. The total height of confined aquifer H is given by AHH2H1, BHH1H2, CHH2H1, DH1H2. The correct answer is H1H2. The radius of influence is A. Radius of the main well. B. Distance from the wall of main well to the point of zero drawdown. C. Distance from the center of main well to the point of zero drawdown. D. None of these. The correct answer is distance from the center of main well to the point of zero drawdown. When a constant discharge 2.91 liters sec was obtained in a pumping test, the drawdowns in the test wells at 3 m and 6.184 m were 2.6 m and 0.3 m respectively. If overall depth of the pumping well was 16 m, the permeability of the soil is A. 0.0005 cm sec. B. 0.001 cm sec. C. 0.002 cm sec. D. 0.01 cm sec. The correct answer is 0.001 cm sec. If H is the loss due to friction in a pipe, total losses in strainer and bends may be taken as A. 0.01 H, B. 0.45 H, C. 0.20 H, D. 0.25 H. The correct answer is 0.25 H. If the loss due to friction in pipes is 4 m, the total losses in strainer and bends may be taken as A. 0.10 m, B. 0.20 m, C. 0.5 m, D. 1.0 m. The correct answer is 1.0 m. In estimating the rate of evaporation from the reservoir surface, a pan 1.5 meters in diameter was filled up to 8.0 centimeters. During a specified period of time, the rainfall recorded was 5 centimeters. 3 centimeters of water was removed from the pan to keep the depth of water. At the end of the time, the depth was 9 centimeters. If the pan coefficient is 0.6, the evaporation loss is A. 2 mm, B. 4 mm, C. 6 mm, D. 6 mm. The correct answer is 6 mm. Dickens' formula for high flood estimate is useful only for the catchments in A. Southern India, B. Northern India, C. Eastern India, D. Western India. The correct answer is Northern India. Ryves' formula for flood estimate in cumecs is A. QCA34, B. QCA23, C. QCA12, D. QCA14. The correct answer is QCA23. Levees and flood walls. A. Are designed to carry unbalanced water load. B. Are designed with adequate dimensions. C. Are means of controlling floods. D. Are never provided freeboards. The correct answer is Are never provided freeboards.